This is my first session of memory exploration. Um, unless you got all your shit figured out, I probably wouldn't recommend doing this. But yeah, I don't know where to start really. One memory that's kind of sticking out right now, I was about 6 years old, and I was on a walk with my parents and my little brother. He's 2 years younger, and it's a brand new neighborhood. There's still a lot of construction equipment all over the place. And we came across a bulldozer, and my dad had his camera out, and he was wanting to take pictures, so we sat up on the in the seat of the bulldozer, and it's probably kindergarten actually. So yeah, about fifth grade or 5 years old. Not sorry, not fifth grade. 5 years old, kindergarten. And I was sitting there tinkering with all the knobs and stuff like kids do. And I turned the key and pressed some things, and the tractor started. My dad was so freaked out and just ran up to try to get me before I started the thing and made it start going. But that was fun. Another memory. Same place. We went on a walk into the woods in kind of behind a huge. In Texas, in East Texas, they have these giant flood ditches where it's maybe a good 5 6 meters deep, and on either side of that huge channel for floodwaters, there's a forest, and you know they were we were all just kind of walking through, and eventually I was just like, screw it, I'm bored, I'm going home. So me as a 5 year old, I kind of went off on my own, walked all the way home. Needless to say, my parents freaked. I came home and there was like so much panic. My mother's very overprotective, and yeah, that was interesting. Uh, let's see what else. I went to a daycare where my mother worked. Um, she couldn't speak English, so she was probably like cleaning staff or something. I'm not sure. I don't know. I was young. It was before kindergarten, maybe? Or no, during kindergarten? Yeah, it would be during kindergarten because she'd pick me up from, you know, car, where the kids get dropped off. I remember this one older kid, he was drawing like a barn or something. He was drawing in bubble letters. He was kind of explaining to me how to do the bubble letters. It was really awesome. I thought he was the coolest guy ever for being able to do that. And yeah, that was interesting. And yeah, she picked me up, and we'd go out to that preschool, and I would just kind of hang out. They had a record player, a lot of fun little records. I don't know where, but I heard some song. It's probably on the radio. Later, I found out what those songs were. They kind of like not plagued me, but they kind of like they were like stuck in my head for years, and I had no idea. But one of the songs was "Band on the Run," Paul McCartney, and the other one was Aqualung. So just kind of like at that time, kind of like merged those songs together into a single thing. It's I don't know. It was funny. There was a record player at the at that daycare. It was a KinderCare. That was the brand of the daycare. And I used to love just kind of playing with that record player, just listening to the music, watching the needles vibrate in the groove. They had a colored disc, not colored, but it has like a picture on the disc. I think it may have been Lady and the Tramp. I don't know. But for some reason that's kind of sticking out for me. Um, there was also times where it's like you have to nap. They had the forced nap times. I thought that was the stupidest thing ever. I wanted to play. I didn't want to nap. So I was like really, I really kind of hated that. They had these really hard cots. They were basically a really shallow bathtub type cots, and totally uncomfortable and awful. And that's just what we dealt with. My memory is now shifting to a time. Well, maybe it was around the same time. Used to have these pull carts that we'd set a little TV on. The TV was maybe 13, 14 inches. Had the rotary knobs to change the channels, and wires for antenna for the rabbit ears. I remember watching The Price is Right with Bob Barker. Um, my mother used to watch a show called The Love Boat. That was interesting. I never understood that. Maybe I should revisit it. I'm older now. Maybe I'll appreciate it. Let's see. What else? Oh, my memory's shifting to a little bit earlier. I was about three. Um, I was in Austria, I believe, and I was going on a walk with my mother. She had a friend. I don't remember, I don't know her, but we used to go on these walks. I'd be in the stroller, just kind of chilling with my little brother next to me. He was like a year old or so. But along the way, there was this forest or the edge of a forest, and there was this motorcycle just kind of like half buried in the dirt, and it was the actual real motorcycle. It was all rusted, really nasty. I used to love to sit on that thing and pretend I was riding on the motorcycle, and that was really awesome. Let's see, a different time, same place ish. We were living in some kind of a hostel or something. I'm not sure, but they had a pool. It was winter. There were lots of Greek style statues around the pool, and the water in the pool was frozen over, and I remember going onto the ice, and it was totally fine. It was solid. But then I kind of got into the corner of the pool, and for some reason, the ice gave. I was jumping on it, so that was my own fault. And I fell through the ice, and my dad pulled me out. That was cold. Uh, it was interesting. I don't remember much, you know, afterwards. I was probably in shock or whatever. But yeah, let's see. Oh, before earlier memories. I was at my grandmother's house. My dad's mother. I was probably about two. I don't know if it was before or after my brother was born. They had this swing hanging from a tree, and I had a cousin. I think she was a year younger, and I used to like push her on the swing, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. She was giggling, and it was fun. Um, I remember a dog there. Can't place it though. Um, okay, now I'm memory shifting again to a. I was a little younger. It was at my other grandmother's house uh, in a small country town, and I was so scared of going upstairs. Um, the steps were really steep and concrete, and I remembered an older lady that lived up there, and I could never understand anything she said. I did find out later she had Down syndrome, and she was my maternal grandfather's sister. She had Down syndrome, and she liked to kind of hold me and sing and stuff to me. I couldn't understand a word she said, but it was still nice. Um, Now I'm remembering dreams. I remember a dream where I was a either fox or wolf cub, some sort of a dog-related animal, and I was in a under a tree stump. That's why I think it's a fox. Um, and I was, it's kind of warm and kind of cuddled up to a mama fox, I guess. I probably saw something in a TV show or something like that, and that kind of like spawned that into a dream. Um, yeah. Ooh, another memory is I was a bit older than that, maybe two and a half. But I was walking, my mom holding my hand, and it was kind of a place where it seemed really tall, kind of a central courtyard type area. But the lighting is what really caught my attention. It seemed dark all around, but it wasn't really that dark. But the lighting was the brown lighting, and it had the little stained glass pieces kind of arranged in you know, in a little frame, and I just thought that was great. I remember pointing at it and saying "lumpa." Uh, the Polish word for light or lamp is lampa. I don't know why, but I just remembered that. And let's see. Another memory is I don't know if it's the same place or it's a different place. I remember this office, heavy leather chair, metal rivets on the periphery of not the periphery, but the edges of the leather, kind of one of those big old fancy desk chairs, and lots of really dark wood everywhere, books everywhere. Um, if I'd have to guess, I don't know, maybe a consulate of some sort, but yeah, I was just kind of sitting there bored. I was really intrigued by the texture of the leather seats. Uh, ooh, another memory. I was in Austria, looking down from the window. I was about 3 years old, and had a Lego set. It was the one where it was like a couple of wings in the front of a spaceship, and it was like a square flat piece, and then it had little like rocket motors down either side, and a little green windshield type thing. This was a very basic Lego set, but I thought it was the most awesome thing ever. I had the helmet of a Lego man in my mouth or the head. I don't remember. But all of a sudden, I see a bunch of tanks rolling down the street in front of the place we were living. Yeah, it was a few floors up. It seemed so far away when you were that little. But there were tanks driving down the street, and I don't know if it was some kind of parade or some kind of whatever. But I remember looking out the window, and I actually dropped that Lego thing out of my mouth, and it just fell to the ground. I was crying. I was sad that I lost it, and it was gone forever. Uh, let's see, another. I'm shifting forward to about 5 or 6 years old. Maybe seven, 6 or 7, yeah. Um, it was summer. It was between school, vacation time. We were living in Spring, Texas, and I remember waking up, being woken up, being carried out the door. It was stupid early. The sun wasn't even up. I was like, "Where are we going?" It's like, "Oh, we're going somewhere fun." So yeah, parents just kind of threw us in the back seat of the car. No, it was a no. Wait, it was a station wagon. It's a red station wagon that I ended up driving later as when I was 18. So it had to have been later than that, maybe 6 or 7 years old. But anyway, it was in 1986, Dodgers case. So I would have had to have been 8 years old. Um, yeah, and you know, we had bought me a new Lego set. It was a space station type thing. It was on a bunch of little legs. It was kind of raised off of this moon shaped platform. And I would sit in the back of the station wagon building that and playing with that. And I was kind of like, I didn't have a care in the world. I remember stopping at a lot of the rest stops and just kind of really enjoying that. Pro- Got my Lego out and put it on the little picnic table, and I was playing with that kind of there. And yeah, I remember seeing all the cactuses. I've never really seen real cactuses. I guess we were on the way to California to go to Disneyland, and it was uh, it was interesting. I remember one place we stopped by. I don't remember what it actually was. Some kind of a hill with some like burned down trees or something. I don't remember exactly. But it was like sunrise, and I could see the color of the sunrise kind of peeking over the horizon, and it was just kind of awesome. Um, yeah, just seeing the sunrise over the hills like that. It was definitely one of my favorite memories, I guess. Um, Disneyland was a little bit lackluster. I remember seeing this one ride that I saw in Disneyland. It was like, wow, is this basically you'd look into this little like this clear tube where you'd see what looked like people that are shrunk down, a little tiny, and just kind of like going along conveyors. It's like, oh my god, are those real people? And yeah, ended up we got our turn to get on there. We sat in the seat, and I was looking at the thing, and it was like I saw this giant eyeball in the sky. I was like, whoa, am I tiny? I don't know what that was, but it was like, wow, I want to shrink ray. But yeah, it was fun. That's kind of the thing that really kind of struck me there. The uh, the family that we stayed with in California there, I remember that kid stole some of my Legos. I was really upset. Nobody believed me, but it happened, and yeah, it's fine though. Oh, memory shifting again. I'm back in spring now, and I had a neighbor named Eric, and he had a little sister. I used to hang out with his little sister a lot. She was maybe a year or two younger. I was probably 6, maybe 7, and yeah, we used to play a lot, but no, not often. But she was around. She was actually the first. Yeah, that was the first time we did that whole "I'll show you mine if you show me yours" type game behind the air conditioning condenser. Yeah. So yeah, she showed me everything, and I was like lost my nerve. uh, and yeah, but yeah, the older kid, Eric, he didn't want to associate with me at all. I thought he was the coolest guy ever because like he listened to cool music. I remember he was listening to a tape by the band Europe, and the song that really kind of struck me was there was a song called Carrie, and that was his sister's name. So yeah, that kind of stuck with me. Um, my best friend at the time was named Brian. Mostly, mostly because of the Lego thing. We were totally into Legos. He had a lot of the sets, and I was like, "Wow, that's so awesome!" I had this one Lego set where had a couple little space scooters that kind of docked inside of another Lego thing, and it was like, it had this convertible thing. It's like all of a sudden these things shoot out, and it was like, "Whoa, that was the coolest thing ever." Um, yeah, that was great. Um, and let's see what else. Let's end it for now.